Welcome. This is the wisdom of the Avadhut Gita. Ramana Maharshi was widely regarded to exemplify its teachings. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. Know yourself. This is Richard Clarke. Today I'll read from and comment on verses from Chapter 2 of the Avadhut Gita, verses 5 and 6, about the true self that transcends material elements, and I'll provide an inquiry for each verse to deepen your experience. Verse 5, I am subtler than primordial substance, beyond elements and compounds, free from birth and death, above duality and unity. Verse 6, the modifications of the inner organ, the mind, have no part in me, like bubbles rising and falling in a river. Thoughts and volitions rise and disappear in the inner organ. My comments. Let's explore these verses from the Avadhut Gita in the context of Ramana Maharshi's teachings. The verses can be understood and interpreted in the context of Ramana Maharshi's teachings on self-inquiry and the nature of the self. Verse 5, I am subtler than primordial substance, beyond elements and compounds, free from birth and death, above duality and unity. In verse 5, the Avadhut speaks of himself, about the transcendental nature of the true self, asserting its subtlety and independence from all the attributes of the material world, birth and death, and all concepts of unity and duality. Ramana Maharshi's teachings resonate as he emphasized that the true self is beyond the limitations of the physical and mental realm. Inquiry. Who is the one experiencing this subtlety within me? Verse 6, the modifications of the inner organ, the mind, have no part in me, like bubbles rising and falling in a river. Thoughts and volitions rise and disappear in the inner organ. Verse 6 draws a metaphorical analogy between the self and the inner organ, the mind, saying that the true self remains untouched and unaffected by the various thoughts, emotions, desires, and mental activities that arise and pass away within the mind. Ramana Maharshi encourages you to observe your thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. You ultimately recognize the unchanging awareness that underlies all mental fluctuations. This is who you are. This is always there. Just notice. Inquire. What within you is the unchanging, the self? Notice the transient nature of your thoughts and emotions. The verses emphasize that the true self transcends material elements, body, birth, and death, and remain unaffected by the fluctuations of the mind. Ramana Maharshi's teachings emphasize direct self-inquiry to realize this unchanging essence that is your true self. The inquiries lead you to contemplate your essential nature, transcend the limitations of the mind, and ultimately experience the deeper reality that Ramana Maharshi pointed to. So, inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this Ramana Maharshi video, subscribe, like, and send me a comment.